This is the Hamilton Khaki Murph 38mm in a white dial. It's one of the newest Murphs, released back in September, and I think this watch is unreasonably good. One of the best, everyday, go anywhere, do anything watches, under $1,000. I am a bit later on this video than I wanted to be. It was released back in September, but you know, baby stuff. So I'm making this fashionably late, but hopefully worth the wait. Why did you do finger guns? It's never not awkward, Brittany. This is actually the first time I've been hands-on with a Murph for an extended period of time, which feels wrong. I've been such a big fan of Hamilton for a while now, and this is a massive watch for them. So let's talk about this watch, exhaust everything I know about Interstellar, and talk all things Hamilton. If you're new here, my name is Brittany, and on this channel we just talk about watches, cheap watches, expensive watches, whatever I can get my grubby little hands on. If I look a bit knackered, that's because I'm on the other side of a horrible cold. I still don't feel the best, but I'm on the upward trend, baby. Why are you doing finger guns? You need to stop. But you didn't click on this video to learn of my health. You're here for the Murph. So let's start with the specifications. This watch has a 38mm stainless steel case, 11mm thickness, and a 44.7mm lug to lug. I have the white dial variation in, but it is also available with a black dial on the strap and a black dial on the bracelet. On the wrist, these proportions wear absolutely lovely. The dimensions work really well with smaller wrists and larger wrists alike, so here it is on my 5.5-inch wrist and my husband's 7-inch wrist. Obviously, it looks better on him, as per, but I don't think I am sized out of this one, although this is a bit larger than I typically go for this style of watch. Because of the downturned lugs, it wraps really nicely to the wrist with no overhang. I would say the 38mm Murph works best for a 6-inch to 7.5-inch wrist, depending on how you like your watches to wear, and the 42mm variation for wrists larger than that. With this style of watch, so an everyday design with a slim bezel, I always prefer sticking to the smaller side. It will always feel larger on the wrist than how the dimensions initially sound, but more on that later. The Murph has 10 bar, or 100 meters of water resistance, superluminova in the hands and indices, and powered by the H10 automatic movement with 80 hours of power reserve. All really good stuff, really great specifications, especially for the price, retailing for £865 or $895 USD. Now, I know I spent a while talking about the wearing experience in the specification section, but I need to keep talking about this. This is my favorite style of watch, and I really don't think we have enough watch categorizations. This is neither a dress watch nor a sports watch. It kind of lives somewhere in between. It's a dressier, everyday watch, but definitely not a dress watch, and definitely not a tool watch. So put that section on your websites. It's kind of swimming in the same waters as the Grand Seiko Heritage models or the Seiko Presage. I don't have a real job. I am a professional internet person, but if I had a real job where I went to the office and did cool stuff like that, this would be the watch I would choose as my daily wear. It looks perfectly in place with office attire, but you can still wear it on the weekends casually or take it on a weekend forest walk adventure. The Murph could actually be a top contender for a one-watch collection. This watch is really well finished, especially for the price, with a combination of brushed and polished surfaces. The dial layout is clear and minimal with high legibility, although the white dial variation is less legible than the black dial as it doesn't have that same contrast. But even still, it's easy to look down and quickly see the time. One of the distinctives of the Murph is the cathedral hands, which takes inspiration from Gothic cathedrals, like St. Paul's Cathedral, which I'll put on screen right now, and traditional pocket watch hands. I won't spend ages talking about cathedral hands because I know it's super niche, and I don't think many people would find it interesting, but if you ever wanted a full-length video on cathedral hands, no, Brittany, no, don't do it. What I'm trying to say is the design and the finishing are unreasonably good, especially for their retail price. Moving on to the strap, which is also unreasonably good and clearly a detail that Hamilton was paying attention to. So a black embossed cow leather strap with high contrast stitching. There's a bit of padding, which suits this style, and a stainless steel buckle with the Hamilton logo. The leather is pretty hard, and it will take some time to break in. Like, you can even see it on my wrist right now. It will take some time to break in, but it's going to be dang lovely once it is. Stiff leather straps are pretty par for the course for all new watches. New Patek Philippe straps are just as stiff. Now, a quick rant from me. I really dislike it when watch brands don't put the same effort into their straps and bracelets as they do their watches. The strap and bracelet is such an important part of the wearing experience, and for me, it can be a real deciding factor on whether I buy a watch or not. People always say to me when I'm complaining about watch straps, you can just change it, right? You can just swap it out. And yes, I know that. But for one, these are luxury timepieces that retail for thousands of dollars. I don't think it's a huge ask to ask for a thought-through strap. The entirety of the watch design should be thought through, and the bracelet or strap is an important part of the watch design. On top of that, this could just be me being frugal because I know I'm cheap, but when you're spending luxury watch prices, you shouldn't have to spend more money on a different strap to better suit your already very expensive watch. And two, I just don't have a great imagination. I cannot picture other straps and picture what looks good. Okay? This is why I give my money to the best and brightest in Switzerland, so these smart design people can do the imagining for me. I just don't have the ability to imagine what things could be. I'm a very physical, I need to just see it kind of person, if that makes sense. What I'm saying is I have no imagination. Okay, I've gone down another tangent. What I'm trying to say with a million words here is the strap on this watch is clearly thought through, good quality, and what you should be getting for the price of this watch. The Murph 38 is fitted with the Hamilton H10 automatic movement, a three-hand movement that can be used with or without a date function, and it has 80 hours of power reserve. I can't find much about this movement online for clarity, but my understanding is that the H series are modified ETAs, and these movements are in-group rather than in-house. Hamilton and ETA are both a part of the Swatch Group, and many Swatch Group companies use modified ETAs that are less in-house and more in-group. The first movement that comes to mind for me is the Tissot Powermatic 80, which is a modified ETA 2824-2, and the H10 is quite similar, but has a conventional, non-synthetic escapement. But who really cares? This is geeky stuff way off in the deep weeds. What I'm trying to say is this is a fantastic movement. This is my first time ever having a Murph in, so of course we need to talk about Interstellar for a minute. I remember going to the cinema and seeing Interstellar. I was in my final year of university, and it was one of those films that really stuck with me. It was one of those movies where I wake up the next morning and I'm still thinking about it, and it kind of permeates throughout my week. And you know, I still think about it regularly, how gravity affects time, different dimensions. In fact, throwing out theories about different dimensions almost got me fired from my last job. It got me a very long, stern talking to, but that's a story for another time. What I'm trying to say with a million words is that this is the watch that was in Interstellar. So this was commissioned by Christopher Nolan to be a film prop, and this watch was given to the character Murph from her father. The film prop was quite a large watch at 42mm, and it actually wasn't available to purchase from Hamilton until 5 years after the movie release. After the popularity of the 42mm Murph, Hamilton released it in smaller sizes for all of the proud members of the Itty Bitty Wrist Committee. In conclusion, the Murph has become a modern icon for Hamilton, and after being hands-on, I completely see why. Fantastic wearing experience, the finishing is great, and just really classic sensibilities. I am worried people are going to think this video is paid for because I'm being so complimentary. It isn't. Anything that's sponsored will always be clearly communicated. This channel doesn't exist to shill. It exists to share about the watches that I love, and I love this. And I'm sorry if that comes across super shill-y. But also, don't fall into the trap of thinking people are more impartial because they're super negative. I need to stop talking. I'm just rambling. Okay, do that YouTube stuff. Every like on this video equals a treat I will give my cat. So Willow asks that you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Watch all my videos forever. And now, Pope tier patrons, get their names up. Come on. Oh, it's the Pope tier patrons! Their names are on the screen right now. Guys, I'm not the most proud of this video. I feel like I got into a lot of rambles. I hope you guys liked it though. Thank you so much for supporting my weird little channel. I hope you keep enjoying it. If there's any watches you guys want me to talk about, let me know over at Gringa Patreon. Thank you to the Pope tier patrons, who are the names on the screen right now. Thank you to all tier patrons. But this portion of the video is just to thank the highest tier of patrons, which are on the screen now. Thank you guys, and I hope you keep enjoying what I make. Bye guys. Oh, gosh.